Hi, let's see what is the differences between our percutaneous device and the competitor's percutaneous device as the Stryker. We have identified three major differences. Two differences are regarding the safety during the procedure, which is the introduction of the system, and the safety on the tip of the cannula that we will see during the procedure. And the third major difference is the way we do the compression. Okay, so let's see then step by step all the three differences. Introduction of the system. Let's see how. Let's see first how it is done the Stryker device. There is a handle here, there is a trigger here. The trigger is not here like in our device, but is here to activate the system. There is a cannula. The cannula, as you can see, straight, is attached like our to the wire inside, which is necessary to retrieve the sample. As you can see here, the cannula is straight, and the rotating probe is just inside in the cannula, but is getting out at the tip of the tip of the cannula. Okay, as you can see. So basically, what you have to do is take off. Talking about the first difference of the introduction of the device into the vertebra. Basically, you take the stylet of the cannula, okay, and this is a 70 gauge needle. This is the actual needle that you use with the device. So basically, just to give you an example, you go right in there on the vertebra where there is the hernia, you detach the stylet, and you go right in there with the Stryker device on the cannula, okay, and you do the compression by switching on the activation system. So basically, you go right in there with the device. With our device, it's not possible to go in there because the needle is curved, and because actually the first important thing is the needle is curved, so it's not possible to go inside. Even if we add here, like the Stryker one, we add here a stylet inside. To go inside, the needle is curved, so it's quite complicated. So we prefer to go with a guiding wire, which is a 20 gauge needle, and this gives us two things very important. First, we localize the hernia with a 20 gauge needle instead of to go inside with a 17 gauge needle, which is more safe. Okay, so we go in there, we localize, we take off the stylet. Actually, even at the moment, even now, you can make a discography just to make sure that there is a radicular conflict in there. So when you know and you are sure that this is the point and the localization is the one you want to do it, you can detach the hub in here. In fact, there is a pre-cut here just that give you the possibility to cut the hub like this, okay? And now you take the cannula of the percutaneous device and you insert this. Okay, like this. The cannula, as you can see, is over the guiding wire, and you slide this all the way down to the vertebra. You take it off and retrieve the stylet, the guiding cannula, and after you can insert our device. okay? And you can start to do the procedure. So basically the introduction of the device is through a guiding cannula 20 gauge instead of to go directly with a 17 gauge needle. And this is give you two important things. First, you can localize very safely the hernia inside, and also you can use the needle to make a provocative discography to make sure about the radicular conflict. Okay, so the introduction of the system is much more safe with the guiding cannula instead of to go straight with the device. And this is the first object. The second important point is the configuration of the tip, is the combination between the side hole and the cannula. In our device, the tip is curved, and we have also here a very big lateral side hole. As you can see, this is the way it's done. On the Stryker one, as you can see, is straight, and the side hole is right at the end of the cannula. Why is important this? Because when you do the procedure, and I just have here a prototype of vertebra just to give you a better understanding in what I mean. When you go inside into the vertebra to make a decompression with the Stryker, since it's straight, what's happened is that if you go back and forth or you rotate, everything, the decompression is on the linear part. You are always on the same linear direction, okay? So basically, you decompress always the same area. With our device, okay, which is curved with the big lateral side hole, when you go in there, first, when you go back and forth, you see that the curved needle and the big side hole cover a bigger area. Plus, when you make the rotation, let me get it more, you cover a much bigger area. So basically, you have a much better decompression. I would like to remind you that to have a very good result is not really important the amount of the hernia that you are able to retrieve, but it's very important the area that you were able to decompress. What you need to do is to soften a lot the material, the disc inside. And so this gives you the possibility to work much better. So basically you need to deflate the hernia inside, because the hernia go against the nerve and make you a lot of pain. So basically the configuration of this tip give you going back and forth and going around like this, give you a very good decompression and make the disc more softened, okay, and deflate from the nerve. So this is very important. So decompression is not related to the amount of hernia retrieved, but to the area that you are able to work with. You can stay inside even 10 or 15 minutes. It's very important to work all around that area just to make a better decompression. So this is the reason, because the configuration of the tip is very, very important to the decompression. The other point is very important also is the safety for the tip, because in this device, when you activate the system, if you touch here, it's blunt, it doesn't hurt. Even if you touch here, since basically the cochlea, the rotating system is inside, okay? As you can see, okay, doesn't hurt. You can put the finger here, nothing happens, and so you can work during introduction or during the system without any problem. With the Stryker one, what's happened is since the probe is out of the cannula here, is a little bit cutting and give you some problem if you touch the nerve. So basically, it's not very safe because this doesn't do anything, and this, if you go against the nerve, can create some problems. So I would say that introduction of the system with the guiding of 20G, which is more safe and they give you better control, plus the combination of the curved needle and the side hole, plus the safety to avoid to have the tip at the end of the cannula, give you a much better safe procedure and much better decompression, because you can cover a much bigger area. I hope it's clear for you. Thank you very much.